On today's Minute of the Apes, Mark Hamill is on speed.
Hello and welcome to Minute of the Apes, the daily podcast where we break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies, 1 minute at a time. I'm Todd, and kicking us off with a nod to the new The Machine Red Band trailer with Mark Hamill in it, that is Sean. Sean taking me through what Sean often does, where he will find these little moments of these nuggets on the web. It's not that I don't go looking for those things, but
They just don't find you.
You find them with such ease that I don't ever feel the need to find for myself.
Yes.
Beyond that, over here looking extraordinary, and do you know why I said that? Your shirt says extraordinary.
It does. It does.
Looking extraordinary. That's Richard.
Now, do you say extraordinary,
Happy Monday.
or do you say extraordinary?
What does Webster prefer?
I don't know. Go ask Webster. I'm not fucking dictionary.
Oh my God.
Is it turmeric or turmeric?
Is it aluminum or aluminium?
Okay.
Laboratory? Laboratory.
Richard and I allowing Sean to pull us way down into those moments of Seandom.
Seandom.
I often tell friends, I'm like, if I need something like that, he'll inevitably say, you know what it is, Todd? And he'll send me that link where it's search for yourself and it's Google. But Sean is also the person that knows how to find everything. So you could do that all you want, but that is you. That is Seandom. Would you? You know what, Richard? You agree with me, right?
Yes.
That is Sean. And we love him for that. All right. With that, Sean, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm just looking up. Somebody Googled, the results is it pronounced extraordinary or extraordinary? When you write it out, it just says extraordinary, extraordinary. So it's like, how do you pronounce live or live? It just say, how do you pronounce L-I-V-E or L-I-V-E?
Really?
Well, how do you distinguish between extraordinary and extraordinary if it's just written out?
That takes me back to, and I love this movie. It's a Lawrence Kasdan film, The Accidental Tourist. I love that novel. I love that movie. But the William Hurt character meets Gina Davis, and she says speciality, and his reply is, Webster actually prefers specialty. And what it does is it completely sets him someone's very regimented. But I've always loved that idea that you can define a character just with that. All right, let's define some characters. Minute 86. Sean, tell us what's happening.
We start minute 86 with Davidson giving medical advice and ends with fuel being engaged.
All right, here comes minute 86, Planet of the Apes.
I'm going to take care of that.
I respect your courage. But my advice to you is to put that away and head for the mountains.
That's minute 86. We have an Oberon's worth of apes and humans, 2 displaced pods worth of humans and apes, so many wild humans in an ape city minus 2 gorillas, and humans on the loose and monkeys in a camp.
Okay, we finish with Ari and Leo having their little lick your wounds moment. She saunters away. We get the little human boy in his Peter Pan jersey, as best I can figure, as he sharpens the wrong side of a stone. That just bugs the absolute living shit out of me, the way that's supposed to happen. But Kroll then tells him to head for the mountains.
That's probably why.
Yeah, he's like, you might want to sharpen the other side, bitch. he goes away, and we see the humans are back now outside of the Oberon, so at least we have them back. Human boy gets upset, and then we see the instrument panel. Okay. Seeming that to draw his attention for some reason, and things that are making him look over as Leo cleans away the dust. Thank God it's just some easy dust. And he looks at the fuel cell, leans in, pulls a couple of levers, and we get it's about 9/10 full. So there's still fuel in the system, and he engages the fuel. That's the end of our moment. We're at least setting up, this is a visual moment. We get some things that tell us some interesting thing. Let's begin with, you better take care of that.
Is that him basically saying, fuck off?
Yeah,
Why don't you go,
basically.
no, like, take care of it now. Like, really, piss off now.
Well, last minute, she's licking her wound. This picks up with her finishing licking wound. He's like, go take care of that.
Okay,
What
Sean,
a
I
weird
have a Google
dismissal
thing
way.
for you to search. Do apes lick their wounds? Because, I mean, a dog or a cat will lick that wound, and it's to clean it. Would that be a natural instinct for them to lick it?
Dog, cats, small rodents, horses, and primates all lick wounds.
Okay.
Saliva contains tissue factor, which promotes the blood clotting mechanism.
Okay, great.
There you go.
That at
I
least
did
makes
not know that.
it at least
gonna
makes
start-
sense
You're
that
gonna
she's
start licking more
As long as they're
wounds?
licking more wounds.
There
Yeah,
you
that's
go.
right.
God damn it! I cut myself. Can you? Can somebody come lick my wound, please?
that becomes really creepy.
There's a gross one.
So at least that kind of makes sense.
But it's kind of, what an odd way to end this scene is to just send her away like that. And not even say, like,
That looks
go
bad.
see somebody.
There's-
That-
there's-
Why
there
doesn't
should-
he offer to take care
There
of
should
it?
be a medical kit somewhere around here.
Yeah. I'll meet you outside
he
with
doesn't
my,
care
with
about
my
anybody.
kit. It's
I mean-
it's a weird. You better take care of that. By the way, you're on your fucking own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she just the way she. Oh, okay. I guess
I'll just leave.
I guess I'm
Thanks.
leaving now.
Yeah, there's no.
We're not.
There's
I don't
no
understand.
internal logic for this story at all.
We don't have any
Never.
empathy for him. He doesn't have empathy for anybody else. Yeah.
So we go from that. And
She didn't take care of it before.
I
She just
know.
goes,
Well,
okay.
there's
cool.
nothing to take care of. It's already healed. I mean, it's already got to the scar part.
It's
I mean,
just
we never
weird.
got
It's a
any blisters.
weird way to dismiss her.
Yeah.
And we don't stay. We dismiss her from this particular scene, only to cut outside to Burn sharpening a thing. We should have stayed with him. If he's going to send her away, he should be making his discovery then. The cut to the kid doesn't make any sense. Ari could have just stayed there.
Or Ari starts to leave the scene with Davidson. You see her walk in the background of this scene, so at least you're tying the two
I
scenes
thought the
together.
same thing.
Yeah,
I
fair.
thought we probably should have followed her, and it should
Yeah.
have been a transitionary movement as she walks off to attend to it, and we go to the kid. Which I'm sorry, I hate to pick on the sharpening thing. Look at this and the upturned part of the blade.
Yeah, you want
Do-
the curved part would be the cutting part.
Right. Do either of you have knives?
I know
at
what you're
home?
talking about, but yeah.
I mean, just look at that. That looks like the wrong side of the knife blade, and
That'd be like cutting the back of a steak knife.
yeah, it makes no
The
sense.
part you don't cut with.
The,
yeah.
the point with less to expose to the thing you're going to cut because the curve goes against it.
it's what's going to hit first. Yeah.
It's really bad. So Kroll basically steps in and says, "I admire your courage, but head for the mountains." Which
Which Davidson already told them to do. He told everybody to run away.
but I at least respect. I think Kroll may have one of the better consistencies of who he is because he's
Fair,
seen
yeah.
that side of things, and he's always like, "Stop, don't fight, run and protect yourself."
Yeah, it's potentially a kind moment from a gorilla to a human. Kind of I relate to you and I understand this. I could have used maybe a little more dialogue. I could have had him sit down with him or something just for a second.
Yeah.
And tell him you're sharpening the wrong side. But you may have a warrior in you. But
Yeah.
for today, I would head to the mountains.
Right.
That would be a nice little moment between
It could
these
be
two characters.
And also, why is he just standing over him? Why doesn't he kneel down to
Right.
him and become? They
Be that level.
talk about all the time when you have kids is try to get to their eye level, so you're not seeming like you're just speaking from on high. You're speaking to them.
And
And
I
it,
think
it gives. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say this is the first time I think in the movie we actually get his name, but it's only in the subtitles.
I saw that too.
But Kroll talking to this child it brings Kroll into this. He's not just following Ari. He actually empathizes with these people and is willing to help them. It's a way great for the character to break that boundary as to why he's there, and it's also a great way to show that they have more in common. I don't know, just
or maybe they should have had Kroll should have had some more interaction with this kid earlier. He saved his life.
True.
They're riding on the horse together. I don't know, but yeah, just I see you're brave, but you need to run away. It's very unmotivated.
Go ahead.
And, no, I was just going to cut into the next minute if you have something else to say about
I was gonna say this happened when we saw the camp a few minutes earlier, where we saw an ape that was walking from left to right away from the tent that Kroll and Ari were about to come upon. Kroll is walking away, and I find how they're directing them to walk sloppy. There's nothing about it to me that looks ape-like. It looks lumbering.
To me, it looks like Charlie Brown walking away.
Yeah.
Sad.
It's lumbering and dragging his feet. I mean, it looks like my grandfather. It doesn't look like an ape.
Right.
It happened in the last scene, and when you see Kroll walk towards whichever direction this is, towards the spaceship, it just looks like I'm
Just shuffling.
I'm moving
He just
along.
kind of shuffling his
Yeah,
feet, yeah.
Nothing about that is ape-like to me.
And one of the weird little things of watching this minute by minute, when we look at almost frame-specific moments, I found the cut from the boy to the inside of the space panel to be odd, because the boy begins to look up, and if you look, his look up looks just
Like
in the
he's gonna look at
direction
the
of the
panel.
panel, like he's seeing it. To me, if you're going to make that moment work, first off, his eyes have to stay down, and I would cut back to that wide shot with him sitting there alone. You know, I would go to that, then to the panel. But it's just this weird, and they've had a number of these where things are almost like characters looking at something they shouldn't be looking at.
Yeah.
And I know it's kind of true, but it's funny that the kid goes, I'll show you. I'll sharpen harder.
Yeah.
You can't tell me what to do.
Well, I mean, to your point earlier, we should have followed Ari out to have the moment with Kroll, and we should have stayed with Davidson during this panel moment, just because he sends her away for some reason, and we need to know why he sends her away. So he's got this giant panel that's got all these lights and bells and going beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, and he just finally goes,
what has
let me look
changed?
at the fuel cell.
Yeah, what had changed that all of a sudden makes him decide
I
to
want
do
to
that?
play back the moment from the point of the panel, because what is it that makes I've tried numerous times. What is it now? Does he have an epiphany and he thinks something through, or what? So here comes. This is from the very frame specific we are now on the panel. It's panning across. There's nothing flashing, but there's a beep beep you heard.
Right.
He reaches across and just looks at the fuel cell and starts to clear it away.
Right.
Again,
Shouldn't something have been that made him either he
it's something
looked in wide-eyed and thought fuel cell? Shouldn't something have drawn his eye?
All right, so you powered your phone off, right, because of the low battery, and you put a charge back in there. You restart your phone. Was the first thing you do is go and look at the calculator, and then kind of move through, see
go
if
to
your
look at your
icons
messages,
are there,
check
stuff
your
like that.
emails.
No, you start doing something actively with your
Yeah.
phone. Like, okay, I need to. Can I text somebody? Can I open an app and do something with it? Can I play music? Right, you don't just kind of let it all light up and just kind of lightly browse through it.
Right.
You actually begin to do whatever task you normally do that phone with.
Right.
It's just kind of surprising that he's this dumb that his whole panel is lighting up and he's just now thinking, maybe I can use this for
Maybe I
something.
got some gas.
Yeah, let me look at
Or
the fuel
if somebody had said, if only we had a weapon. If somebody prompted him to think that, and now he's trying to think through what could we do. And he's, if they'd burned the jets earlier and he'd known here it is again. Chekhov's gun. You got to fucking tell me that it's
He
potentially
should have been looking at the video and then glance at the fuel cell and go,
That's it.
something like
the
that.
discovery of like,
if
oh
they
shit,
played-
not that I'm looking at all the bells and whistles and going, maybe I can use this for
If
something.
they played a different message during that, it could have been, we did a controlled burn. We did our best controlled burn descent. The fuel cells have survived. The environmental situation
Even
is
if he hears that, he
destroyed.
goes,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah,
shit.
just a little
I've got
thing in the
fuel
They
cell.
background.
have one fuel cell left.
Yeah.
It would be a massive burn. I can annihilate half their force.
Yeah.
Bing. But we don't get that. It's just the Come on, Mark is not smart enough to look across there and figure this out on
Was he
his own.
smart enough to be able to control this ship from the panel? Again, he's a pilot, not necessarily in charge of a space station.
And this is just a nitpicky. I legit own up to this being nitpicky. I never think of red as an indicator in terms of something being positive. I would have done red and turned the opposite with red and green.
I agree.
The red line indicating the fuel level was odd to me.
Yeah.
Well, what I found odd is you have this gauge.
Right.
Why do I have to pull a lever to tell me how much is in? When I'm in my car,
Right.
and
It
I
just
know
shows
that I'm
me.
running out of gas, I go over and it's like 60 miles till empty. It tells me.
Yeah.
But in this ship, it's so stupid. You have to pull a lever for it to read the information.
Well, it's not even just that it's not even just that we have to see the fuel cell. We then have to bump to another gauge that says fuel engage.
Right.
And I'm like, that was unnecessary. We just know that he has fuel. Right. We don't.
And especially because that fuel engage thing, and it's like it's pulsing and it's moving, and you can't even. If it's supposed to be telling us anything, why doesn't it just say fire engines?
I would look at this and I would see the fuel cell and I would see fuel engage. And if I were in the audience, I go, oh, he's fucking getting off there. Like I would
He's gonna shoot the ship
I've
out
got
of
a
it.
ship I can fly. I wouldn't think anything about defending myself.
Fighting,
This
yeah.
Fuel engage doesn't tell me I'm using a weapon.
That's
Fuel
true.
engage
By
tells me
this
I'm
point,
flying
you're
away.
thinking, how is he going to
Can I
blast this
get
ship off?
Yeah. That's where I'm going with it. That's where I would think about it.
At least they're trying to tell us a visual story. At the very least, you're giving me visual elements that's doing something, but it's not clear. And you can have a mystery as to what is his intent, but why would he know to look here? He's never sat at this panel before. We've never seen that he knows how the engines work or what to do. You're just, what do they call that? And they did this with the Rey character in Star Wars.
Sue.
Thank you. It's a Mary. Is it not a Mary Sue moment?
Yeah, it's just I know how to do everything. It's like when they have a scientist character on a show. That means they are scientists of everything. They can do chemical stuff. They can do engineering stuff. They can do medical stuff. They can do physics stuff. They can do nuclear stuff because they're the doctors.
the
They're
professor.
the
The
scientists.
professor can do everything.
They're the scientists of everything.
It's the Jeff Goldblum in Independence Day where he can hack into the
an
computers
alien.
that it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Man, I was going to say this is so bad, but I feel now it's beyond a broken.
redundant.
Yeah, it's a broken record completely. Does anybody have anything else? I mean, we got to figure out what's going on with this. Okay.
Let's go.
By the way, the next movie is a really good movie. Richard, have we ever told you that the next movie is
keep telling me
really
this,
good?
yes.
It's got. I can't wait to get into that where
know.
characters actually make decisions, and we'll find things wrong with it. That's part
I'm
of
sure,
the
yeah.
thing here, but it's gonna be so much better. We'll be back tomorrow. Everyone have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Come in